Hey there. This video is on a very quick video on how to make the multi-opening pinch pots. So this is an example. It's not completely finished, but it's pretty close. But I really probably need to clean up some of this stuff. And for your requirement, you have to have 50% of it covered with texture, except for the very bottom. I don't count that in the amount. So about 50% either, so like all the inside surfaces or all the outside surfaces, or both if you choose to. Or a combination of them. So just like any other pinch pot, you're going to start out with a ball of clay, and instead of drilling down in the very center, you're going to make multiple openings, and for your requirement you need to have at least 3. I'm going to make 4, so I'm going to start one in the middle too. So basically once you've started, then it's the same as any other kind of pinch pot. You're just, these are going to be a little more organic perhaps than the other ones that we did, but you're going to pinch from each of those holes. It's going to give you kind of a corally aquatic life kind of thing. You're still aiming for having consistent walls through all the parts, but it's just going to look a little different. Now notice there I had a little crack in my clay. If it doesn't want to bond, I may need to score and slip that, let that bond together, and then keep pinching. But really, that's pretty much all you need to know. You start out with the ball of clay, or I suppose you could start out with a slightly more of a loaf. I hadn't thought about that. That's a possibility. So you could start out the piece of clay a little bit differently, maybe not starting out as a ball, but then you're going to open that up, and you're still aiming at your walls being about the thickness of a mechanical pencil, right around there. And you want to avoid having any really thick spots by pinching those out. And it may take a little bit to figure out exactly what's happening there. Figure out your plan. Like there, I've still got a lot of clay here, so I want to pinch that out more. And again, this may end up being a lot more organic, a lot more abstract, if you will. Not necessarily just a traditional pottery shape. You have to have at least 3 openings. And also think about the bottom. I'm not going to require it, but you can, like I added 3 little pieces of clay and blended those in to make the little tripod feet. You could add a foot ring to it. You could just have the bottom be the bottom. Like I could add a little bit of shaping there, and that can be like a little foot. Bring some of that over. That's all still really soft. So I could bring that over. This still has some extra thickness there, so I could make that into a foot. And of course I'd want to do all the cleanup that you normally would do. Like that's a really thick spot, so I would want to pinch that. And I just want to keep going until I have a satisfying form with at least 3 openings. It gives me kind of a flowing, organic, corally, perhaps, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be, but I can pinch around there, and then I want to go back. Like I've got finger marks in there, I need to clean those up. And then I want to clean up the lip. So everything else from here is the same. It's very similar to just the regular pinch pot forms. If it's drying out a lot and you're having struggles, the lip is cracking, just put wet paper towel or sponge that, let that soak in, and then you can come back and clean it up. It will dry up pretty quickly. So there you go. And then once you've got the form all done, then using some sort of tool, you're going to create some sort of design over at least 50% of the surface, or approximately 50% of the surface. And that's it.